Getting fluent actually requires no discipline. Yeah, you've heard it right. So let me delve into it a little bit now. When it comes to getting fluent, you might think that learning your vocabs, learning how the grammar structures work, well, of course, that's very important. I actually agree. But when it comes to getting fluent, it has not maybe not little to do with it, but it's not as related as you might think. So when it comes to thinking versus learning vocab, grammar, whatever, syntax, whatever you name it, it's a little bit more complicated than that. But let's get into it. So you might be wondering, what makes me think so, and how would I even know? Well, that's a very good question. My name is Tim. I speak at least 7 languages, at least fluently, as I say it. Well, I speak seven, then I know more than that, but I don't speak every language that I know. Well, depends what you mean by knowing a language, but that's another discourse in and of itself. Let's keep it simple for today. So when it comes to my language journey, I've learned several European languages, both by myself, starting by myself, then continuing with some help, going to school, not going to school for it, all kinds of ways. Speaking, not speaking, just reading and listening. So I can say with confidence that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to different techniques when it comes to learning languages, at least the European ones. When it comes to maybe Asian, African ones, whatever, I'm not the guy to talk to. But it depends. It depends, I guess. So when it comes to learning, as said, vocabulary, grammar, whatever, it's very useful, especially in the beginning. But if you focus too much on it, like I did, for example, with German, I've been studying it for, well, many years now, and I still don't speak it the way I should be speaking it. Well, because of course, because I'm not practicing speaking it. And why? Well, because I don't have a reason to actually engage with anyone and speak the language. I guess I could force myself, and the way I've done it with other languages, just by speaking, well, this technique of speaking to yourself when you learn a new language. But I guess I'm just too lazy. I've become too lazy. I don't really care anymore. I don't know. I'm getting old, perhaps. Either way, when it comes to learning the language, the most important part, as mentioned before, is actually thinking in that language and not just learning different aspects, trying to collect information, and so on. The only real gauge of you truly knowing a language is when you think in it. That's the only, if you had to pick one single aspect that which would determine your actual proficiency in any given language, it would be, do you think in it or you're not thinking in it? That's basically it. So you should be, when your goal is to be, for example, as fluent as possible in Spanish, so you can go in any Spanish speaking country and talk to anyone and have a good time and drink whatever you want to drink and do whatever you want to do on the beach and so on, in the jungles, whatever. You need to aim towards actually embodying the language to become a part of it, or let it become a part of you. I guess it depends how you decide to view that part. Doesn't really matter. As long as you actually accomplish that goal that you set up for yourself, that you're going to be part of this language, whatever that means. Whatever the reason is for you, I cannot, of course, know it. Everyone has their own reasons, their own motivation. Even though I don't believe in motivation, if you saw my previous videos, you should know about that motivation is not really good when learning things long term anyway. But yes, so maybe you wondering, how would you find that reason to be actually immersing yourself fully in the language? Well, the simplest thing would be just moving abroad towards where your target language is spoken natively, preferably, and staying there, living there as a local as much as possible, to get close to that native lifestyle as much as possible. But of course, no, not everybody has that luxury, or maybe you don't want to do it yet. Maybe you can, but you just don't want to do it for whatever reason. That's up to you, of course. There are ways of going around it to prepare in advance, uh, to prepare as you're actually moving along that journey to fluency. Well, fluent is when you're already, you can understand most things and you can describe most things, whatever you want to talk about. So that's how I define fluent anyway. So, yes, you need to find the reason why you are actually willing to engage with that language to begin with. If you don't have a strong reason why, you're never gonna learn it at that level, and it's gonna be a tough one, let's say. So, what I want to say then, good luck